In this video, we want to have a look how we can change and modify existing content within Adobe Experience Manager. I'm in the main navigation of AEM here, and I click on the AEM Guides icon to enter the Adobe Experience Manager Guides environment. Here on the left, I have my main navigation again with my famous repository view. And in here, I have all these subfolders where I organize my work. And here's one folder called EN for English. And there I have a couple of subfolders with my data sample content for IT, my smart security solution. And my smart security user guide has a folder for that, has a couple of subfolders like images, resources that I might need. I have a key definition document here. I have reusable components here. I have my data map itself, and I have all the topics that are referenced by my data map. I want to open that data map here by double tapping on it, and then the map view opens. Think of the map like a table of contents of your documentation. It has all these subnodes here, like introduction, description, installation, etc. And I can organize all my content within these navigatable subsections. Like installation has a subfolder called installing the application and installing security devices with additional topics below them as child elements, so to say. I want to have a look at the graphical user interface and edit or change that content. So I double tap on it and it opens on the center panel here, and I see graphical user interface for mobile devices is the title of that. What I also notice here is that at the top right here it says version 1.1. So there is probably a version 1.0. So my first thing is here, what I want to do is what has changed between version 1.0 and 1.1. Because I'm a new author to this document, I've never seen this document before. So I want to get an idea of how this document has changed. Here at the top, you see version history. There's this icon here for version history. So I click on that and I see I'm in version 1.1 and there's another version 1.0. And this version 1.0 was the initial version and 1.1 is the current version. And here you can see what has changed there. Graphical user interface for mobile devices. This for mobile devices is not present in version 1.0, and someone wrote, changed a little bit of content for a demo video. And for 1.0 it says the initial version. Okay, so I stick with version 1.1 and have my content here, graphical user interface for mobile devices. Let's read through it. This topic introduces you to the graphical user interface, The image above shows the homepage of a smart security application. Oh wait, which image? There is no image above. But I know there should be an image. Maybe it was just forgotten to insert, to be inserted by the previous author, or maybe the screenshot was just not ready yet. So I inserted an empty paragraph here by just hitting return, go into that paragraph, and now I want to insert an additional image. And for that, I click on the image icon here. Here, select file. I could copy and paste the path name in there from my system, but most of the time you will probably not know it, what this path is. So I click on that icon here with the folder icon, the browse folder icon, and I'm come to the asset management system. And I see EN folder, data sample content IT, topics, this is where I'm currently in. Here's my map, and here are my images. So I know which image has to be there, and that's Smart Security Start Page. Is that the right one? Yes, that's the right one. So I select it here and click Select. And I see the preview of the image in my Insert Image dialog. I could add a figure title here. Do I want that? Does it make sense there as the top image? Maybe not. I decide to not add a figure title for this specific image. Usually for an illustration I would do that, but not in this case. But what I add here is an alternate text. That's super important for Section 508 compliance because it gives people who, for example, cannot see this image the possibility to get an alternate description of that image as text read by a screen reader, for example. So I type something in here that explains what someone could see in this image. Like this. And I click Insert. And now my image is inserted into my topic. It's a little bit big, so I don't really like that. I want to make that a little bit smaller. Let's say a width of just maybe the half, 2 to 5. And then I lock it again. I could also select if I want to have it inline or break. And if I want to have it break, I want to have it centered. So now I have inserted an image. What could I do? I could just save this document, but that's not what I want to do. I want to create a new version. So this becomes version 1.2 then. And click Save. And now it has become version 1.2. There's another thing I want to change a little bit more on the hidden side of things. As you can see, there's a concept here, and there's a title. I'm currently in the title. You see that by the breadcrumb navigation. When I click here into the short description, I see short description. I click on that paragraph and I see the structure is concept with a concept body. Inside the content body, there's a section. Inside the section, there's a paragraph. I can click on that and I get the whole paragraph highlighted. I can click on section and I get the whole section highlighted. I can also see that in the outline view of that topic. So this is a pretty smart thing because you get a sort of a tree view where you can see all that specific element structure inside that topic. So I have that concept here. I have the title here, the short description. Inside the short description, there's a PH element, which is actually a key reference in this case. I have a con body, the concept body, with multiple sections in it. And I really like this kind of structure because it makes it very easy to break down content that is a little bit more complex into smaller chunks. And you could also use that for attribution. Usually in data, you want to create small chunks of content, small topics, self-containing. But if you want to personalize content, you might even want to have duplicated content there. Like in this example here, in this section, we have two paragraphs, two figures. There's this figure here at the top, and as you can see, it's Product Security Pro. And here, it's Security Lite. So these are two attribute values for a product, so I can personalize that content later on when I publish that content. If I want to publish that to HTML, I could say, I could give checkboxes where a user can select if they want to see the content for the Security Lite version or the content for the Security Pro version. And then they get different screenshots displayed of the application. Or I could add attributes like, let me show you that. Let's say this one here, this image here, this figure, is not only for the Product Security Pro, but it's for, let's say, the platform Android. Right? So I could do this kind of attribution and give more and more attributes to images, even paragraphs, or even single words within a paragraph, and attribute that content for specific audiences, for specific platforms, for specific products, whatever might come to my mind, that for whatever might be necessary to deliver personalized content. Imagine you want to deliver that content to, let's say, the head-up display in a car. and the other content should only be the written manual of the car, or maybe in a big PDF. And this way you can personalize that content and make it more easy to use, customized for the specific use case. I click here on concept, and I add an XML language attribute, like XML lang, and say this topic is EN US. Now this topic is explicitly marked up as English US, and a screen reader could, for example, use an English voice, or a translation memory system understands immediately, oh, this is a file that is coming in as an English language file and could be translated into, for example, German. I can go to the source code view here as well and have a look at that, what happened, what we did in the UI. You see it's pure XML, it's pure data. I have my concept here with an XML language attribute, ENUS, that I had added. I have my image that I had inserted here with the alternate text that I had added. This image shows a mobile phone with the Smart Security app open. The app shows the start page. You might remember that we added that. I could also change the code here and say, no, don't want to have that image in a P element, like a paragraph. I want to have that in a figure element, like FIG in data. And you see I have my two figure elements here for these two images that I have attributed with platform Android and product security light. And you see I have platform here, but I'm missing platform here, and I can add this here in the source code view as well. And as you can see, as I'm starting to type, I get suggestions from the editor which attributes are actually valid at this position. So I can say platform is Android, and let's say iOS. And I'm missing the quotes here now, so I'm putting that into quotes. And I noticed Android is not spelled right. I changed that here to Android like this. And I go back to the author view, and all these changes will be reflected there. So if I select that, I see Android is now correct, product is Security Pro, and here platform is iOS. So all these changes that I did in the source code view are also visible in the properties, in the author view, and I can change and delete these things here as well. So I've spent a little bit of effort here. I changed the language of the document. I added an image here. I attributed content, and maybe I also need to do some more stuff here. And after that section, I want to insert another section. I say click on the section, say insert after, insert another section. Now I have a section here. I can go to that section. It's at the bottom here, and say I want to insert a paragraph. Drag and drop that in there, and type in some content like, thanks for reading this topic. And that's pretty much it. It's very easy to author and edit existing content. I have a couple of options, like just using the icons at the top to insert a numbered list, double click it, double return to get out of that list. I can insert another paragraph then. I can insert a table with, let's say, 3 rows and 2 columns and a table title. This is a nice table. And I can insert my content here. That's my table. So it's pretty easy to create content. I can also create another image, put that image into my table here. So all that is possible as well. Yeah, and make it very small. Let's say just 100 pixel width. And you see it's automatically changed. I can even click on an image and select this here to insert or edit an image map. So I could say when the user clicks somewhere, I create a web link. Select. And when the user clicks somewhere here on this image later on in the output, then I would get a link to adobe.com in this example. So after changing all that, I can create a new version and say and click Save. And now I have a version 1.3. This is how easy it is to edit existing content either in the author view or in the source view with a powerful source code editor. And I can just close it now, and I have edited my existing content.